welcome me too. I'm a stranger. I don't mind. I'm gonna mess with you if you keep them headphones on and stay in that game. Just know that. Okay. You can be on your phone because you guys might be taking notes, but yeah. I got Adrian over here playing this game, having a good time. I'm self-promoting my book, or our book. So when you see me hold this, remember promotion is everything. And that's why I also have, I'm a model real quick, my own clothing that I get out of Ghana. $20 shirt right here, y'all. You can't beat that. That's better than Balenciaga. So, I do PR and consulting. What does that mean? I am a walking billboard for my clients and myself. And man, I got the big cameras here. I feel so special. Thank you. Man, Miss Shine. So, what I do is my 12-year-old dream. I was swinging on the swing, kind of like this, just in our backyard, looking at the sandbox, thinking, what do I want to do for a living? And it came to me, I want to have a full-service firm. I wanted to work with athletes. I wanted to work with entertainers. And if you look at the back of my shirt, that's why it says sports agent, because it's one thing that we're able to do. And we do a lot. I had to get over my fear of people saying, you don't know anybody. You're not rich. And I was like, I got a family. I'm rich. My mother's alive. I'm rich, because we almost lost her at 12. I had lost her, I think, around 36, 37. And I felt so blessed because I said I had a mother for so many more years than I thought I was going to have. Getting over your fear of loss and death, we can't control another second of our life. So what do? We don't worry about that. We just keep on living, and we take all of that devilish baggage of you're not good enough, you might die tomorrow. If I die today, I'm going to do as much as I can right now. Can y'all feel that? Yeah. I want to make sure I'm making sense and that I'm clear, because I don't have a prepared speech for you. This is what I do every day. I do it on my podcast, and I talk about living your dream. You got young people scared of things. You got old people scared of things. Some of us old people are scared of losing our house. And I say, you know what, that house, I'm not scared of losing it because God gave it to me. I've had one house, I've had two. I've never lost a house, thank God, yet. But I'm not worried about losing a house. I'm not worried about losing anything, because that's just part of life. You're going to have loss, you're going to have gain. You got to start now, though. Y'all have AI right now. I'm not telling you cheat on your tests. I'm not telling you cheat on your book reports. You were smiling when I said that. You've been thinking about it. Don't cheat, because you'll cheat yourself and you'll have to do the work. But you have AI that can write out a full business plan for you right now. Why don't you start now? Why do you wait till 18, 25, 43? Don't wait then. Start now. If you have breath in your lungs, you need to start. We have people in here right now who have started new businesses. Miss Shawn, she started this from scratch. Nobody gave her anything. We have an athlete here who I've interviewed on my podcast who was about to go do his grad school and then said, you know what, I want to make a real strike towards the Olympics and the Diamond League. In Jesus Christ's name, let that be for you. And he said, I got to stop my education, because he got his bachelor's already. And he said, I want to try to go to the Olympics. So he's with Coach King right now, working hard. You can start now. You don't need any money. You don't need to know anybody. You need to get outside of, what are my top fears? Think about your top fears right now. And if you want to, share them, because your fears will be somebody else's fears, you can raise your hand. Anybody have any fears that they're thinking about while we say that?
I'll tell you.
You got, okay, tell them a fear.
When I left school, my biggest fear was not having friends. I left my entire environment where I built friends, mentors, everything. I left it all just to go on a dream that God blessed me with. That was my biggest fear.
Not having friends, we all go through it as an adults, whether you need to go into the military, go for work, for a trip, go, I've gone to 26 plus countries. I could not wait for anybody to have enough money to go with me, because I didn't even have enough money, but I had $1,200 though. And I saw 5 countries with $1,200. And I was like, wow, how did I make this happen? I thank God. So getting over whatever fear, losing friends, losing family members, once you get over that, then you can tackle, what is my dream? Some of y'all have a dream that you're scared to even tell somebody. You're scared to tell somebody you're dreaming. If you don't stop that now, it will not change when you're an adult. You hear people all the time saying what they fixing to do, what they about to do. Only if I had this, if I had $1 million, if I gave you $1 million today that I don't have, so I'm not going to give you $1 million. But if I had $1 million to give you, the government's taking $350,000 at least from you. So you ain't a millionaire anymore. So get over that I need this money. There is money available for you once you start working on your plan, your goal to get to your dream. Anybody can dream, but do you have a plan to get to your dream? People go and buy cars, booties, and jewelry thinking, I have all this, now I'm about to be somebody. No, you're already somebody. You just got to make it happen. You don't need another thing. You don't need an investor. You don't need anything but to write your vision down. That's the first step. Scriptures tell you that. Write your vision down, make it plain. But if you go to the SBA and ask them for a $500,000 loan, they will tell you, do you have your vision written down? Why? Because they got to have something to follow. They don't know what you're going to do with their $500,000. So even if you need $10,000, and that's so easy to get here in Palm Beach, you have people who have jewelry that's worth that amount of money. You have people who have cars that are worth 10 times that amount of money. They got stereo systems for their boat that's worth that amount of money. Stop thinking that it's the money. The money doesn't stop you except in your mind. So get over your fear. Now, fear is natural. Everybody has fear if you think about it. The phobia is where you really get jacked up. If a rat came right now, I'm going to promise you, I'm going to jump up. But when I jump up, I'm going to come and I'm going to smash that and step on that head. Because I'm scared of it. But the phobia, I'm not going to let it just, that's not a normal thing. I can't be so scared. And don't ask my kids because they might have caught me in a situation with a lizard one time. But that I was just playing. But get over your fears. I used to have a fear. I'd have this dream and I'd be stuck in this coffin, right? Watching too many vampire movies. And then one day I was a kid and I said, well, what if I just die now? There's nothing this vampire can do for me and I go and meet Jesus. It's all good. I'm over that fear. I haven't had nightmares since. Whatever the fear is, it is normal. But once you can fuel your fear and you're really like, I ain't scared of that anymore. I'm not worried about that anymore. If I go broke, I go broke. You guys know who owns Tesla? Elon Musk. Elon Musk a couple times has almost lost Tesla. He's put a $40 million bet on Tesla that he had to borrow. The real tycoons aren't scared because I can lose it and I can get it back. That's something you can learn in Monopoly. Anybody play Monopoly here? Anybody? Okay, I'm the king of Monopoly. If you guys ever want to play, let me know. I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated, but I play for real money. So you got to have the 1,500. Okay? So, but getting over that. If he can create Tesla, and think like this, Elon Musk, he's a thinker, right? But without the government's money, Elon Musk would not have Tesla. He would not have his rocket company. They've given him billions of dollars. Who's to say you don't have an idea that's worth that same amount of money? But if you're too scared to write it down, it's not for you. So that is my thing on fear. Anybody think of some more fears? Any children think of some fears that they would want to express? You scared of anything? Not that you can think of. But how many people here know what they want to do for a living? Just raise your hand. Okay. So you guys know what you want to do for a living. Does it scare you on the path that you have to take? Is anybody scared of the not knowing what's going to happen on that path? Anybody? Don't let it. We're all scared. I'm scared right now to think about the next year's business and how great it's going to be, and can I handle it? Can I handle the amounts of money and responsibility that are coming to me? Because my decisions impact over 30 other people's decisions, from clients to their team members. If I take the wrong amount of money and give it to a client, I have to be scared that, oh man, the media is going to run them through because we done took this Trump money, but we needed that Trump money, right? We might not take it if Kamala has some money, but whoever has the money first, because my client has to eat, and he is the most watch Black News Channel on YouTube, period. And so I always am thinking of fear. I'm thinking when somebody comes to my door, are they friend or foe? But then I really have to put it in God's hands, because one, he trained me to know how to fight. So if he came to my door to fight, I'm in Florida, I just smile at that, right? I live in Lockahachie, so my neighbors are always shooting behind me and in front of me. So I know, my neighbors, we're all good. So I don't have to worry about, I have no enemies. But I just think about something impactful to give y'all, because a lot of people, Les Brown, he talks about fear, and it meaning, what is it? What is Les Brown's famous quote for fear? Was it fake? No, I'm not even gonna do a Les Brown quote. That's why Les do him and I do me. But finding things and writing down your fears, and then writing how you're gonna tackle them. If you're scared of opening up a business or even starting a book, write the things of what does it take to do a book. And you can put that in ChatGPT or whatever your favorite AI is and say, how do I start a book? How do I start a business? How do I keep my lemonade stand and expand it so it goes from Palm Beach to Broward to Miami? That was for you, Mr. Man. That was for your lemonade stand or whatever business you choose to go into. But you're still doing lemonade, right? No? Okay. I want everybody to live their dream. That's one of my fears, that I have clients who will give me money and that they're not going to live their dream. I'm living my dream. This year alone, my wife's like, we traveled 20 weeks, or we had off 20 weeks to do whatever we want in the year. I said, really? It was only 20 weeks? Because I want another 20 weeks. I was working from the thing, but give me another 20 weeks of vacation. Give me another residency or citizenship, because that's what I'm collecting right now. I want to have freedom, because I'm not worried about what happens in America. If America doesn't work out, Mexico, I'm right there. Sierra Leone, I'm right there. Cameroon, where this book is, I'm right there. And have somewhere to lay my head. I'm not worried about anything politically, because I can be where I want to be. I'm free. This was a 20-year plus dream to be free to work when I want, where I want, with whom I want. In my business, we say no more than we say yes. So I want to just, spend some time. If anybody says, I want to have a business, or I want to have a plan to go to college, I don't know where that money's coming from. There's monies available, but you have to ask people who've already done it. And if you don't open your mouth, you don't really want it that bad. Because all it is saying, hey, this is what I want to do. I want to be an astronaut, but I don't have the money for the flight school, or to, become a medical doctor, which a lot of them are. So I'm going to slow down and ask again. Anybody want to share their dream that is not necessarily knowing how they're going to get there?
I want to share my dream. One of my biggest fear is success. To find the strength to take an organization from nothing to a Bill Gates look at foundation, something that we can really sit and wonder, like, she did it from this building and now we own this building, and have the capacity within myself to handle the load, because where much is given, much is required. So that might be, if I would think of a fear, I think that would be it for me.
Okay. And it's the fear that you get it and then just turn, your hair turn all the way blonde, pink, in any color that you want.
I think,
and you start talking crazy to everybody.
For me, it's mental, more mental. Do the vision get tainted because of all of that? Do the real need of be able to change or just a client into a family member, like the motto that we have for all these years, that our kids, we know them by name and we know their families, and they become a part of the big family. Would that be lost?
But what if you never do that, right? And you've already done so much and impacted so many families. But what if you never do that, knowing that you could and had the stamina to do that? And then, at 80, at 90, right? So many moons away. And you say, I could have made it bigger. Because a lot of people they fear growing their business to the point where, like Walmart, Sam was personal with all his people, and then now his kids probably don't know anybody working for them that's not at the top. And so it's like we battle with that with clients. For myself, I don't, because I don't care about having a big business. I care about creating other businesses. So even if you were a virtual assistant or an assistant, I want you to grow your business, because when I'm here, I don't need the big funeral or anything. Burn me like they did my mother, and let's keep on moving, right? And then whatever works we did will keep on growing. I just, whatever seeds that we're planting, we're watering them, and are you stopping yourself from growing? So then just keep on doing what you're doing.
Right.
Because if you could do it, if you could have a franchise model that was even California, because somebody says, I want to do that here, or in Africa, maybe we want to do it in Africa. We do it in a country in Africa. You have that franchise nonprofit in a box. Everybody says they want to give back, but everyone doesn't have the mental capacity to say, well, how does it start? How do we really impact them? How do we keep showing love? Because, I mean, it's hard. I mean, you got to keep showing love. You know, you guys know that sometimes Miss Shawn, she might get frustrated. She's always smiling, but she might want to wrestle with a couple of y'all, you know, in some jiu-jitsu wrestling. But the love says no.
This one time, oh no.
So for me, like I say, the dream it should be so big that you can't even accomplish it. I'll tell you, one of my dreams is to have a home on every continent, and I do mean every continent. It's a hard dream to have, but then when you break down what that will really cost, it's not out of this world when you think about the type of money that's floating around. One deal could make that happen, but I just want to have a business and a house. And so wherever I want to be, I can be. Wherever my wife want to be, she can be. Wherever my kids want to be, they can be. Kids got to work, though. And kids don't have any, easy things. So no matter what your situation is, know and ask your parents, ask your caregivers, how much does it cost to pay these bills, to keep these lights on, to keep food in? Because some people have this dream that's not going to allow you to live on your own. Everybody at one point want to live on their own here, or you want to live with mom, dad, auntie, uncles, brothers, and sisters? Anybody want to live like, no? No? Okay. Then it's very important then, I got you talking now. It's very important to think and look. You can look at how much, let's say you want to be a nurse. Right now you can go online and say, how much does a nurse make? Then you can ask what that specialty is. How much does a doctor make? What is that specialty is? People tell you go to school for what you love. No, you don't. It's the biggest lie. It's the biggest lie to go to school for what you love. Go to school for what the market is paying for. What you love, you're going to learn how to do already.
Did you say that slower?
Oh, okay, slower. And you want to add Swahili too? In Espanol, that's malo. But okay. Go to school for what the market will pay you for. So if you ask your parents, caregivers, and they say it takes $10,000 a month to pay this mortgage, to pay this food, to pay this, to pay that, and you say, $10,000, how am I going to make that being a radio jockey or I'm just thinking, being an attorney, because not all attorneys are the uber rich that you see on TV. Not all, how do I make that being a nurse? Well, you might have to be a travel nurse, because the travel nurses are getting paid. And getting paid real money. And then people say, well, I can't deal with blood. Can you deal with broke? Because I can't deal with broke. So every year I go learn a new skill and a new trade, even though business is growing and flowing and it looks like, oh, this is cool. And when I'm in, Japan and saying konnichiwa and, on the toilets that spray back at you and have the warmer, I always know when I come back, anything can change. People, like I told you, Elon Musk almost lost Tesla and other businesses. Don't think you're so high that you can't get back low. To this day, I still keep in my wallet my CDL driver's license, even though I have a master's degree, because at any point, if I need to go to the oil field and go make $10,000 for 2 weeks of work, I can go do it and call my friends and say, I need to go make some money, man. Some things are rough. You got to have things in your back pocket. Miss Shawn teaches people how to do hair. Gentlemen, don't think that you can't learn to do hair. Don't think you're a sissy if you do hair. If I could do hair right now, man, my hair salon would be full of AI robots because we're going to find a way to do it. But that would be, you know, my salon because it's coming. I love the technology. And if you like technology, learn how it works behind the scenes. We wrote London in the back, her first crossword puzzle book using AI. I leased a friend of mine her AI, Linda, and I leased it for maybe under $200. I needed London, who was 7 at the time, to write 100 words, and the AI made a crossword puzzle book that if you put in London Coleman, and she's somewhere on here, in Amazon, that book will pop up. In Google, that book will pop up. I did that because I'm the coolest dad ever. I did that because I bought a whole math packet from my friend now, the math doctor, because in case I died tomorrow, she had a book. She knew math, which I struggled with my whole life. She had some other investments that she don't even know about. I almost said too much. You know, you tell people too much, they start acting crazy next time they come in here. But I needed to make sure that things were set up for in case something happens. Because I only have probably like 76, 77 more years on this earth. And I know that because of the fear of dying. But the fear of dying too soon. So I want my full 120. I want my full 120, healthy 120, moving 120. You got to think. Right now, what you do now is going to set you up for when you're 80. But if you ain't doing much, don't expect much. Because ain't nobody dropping anything on you. And you have to think. Some people have a fear, I'm feeling it. Some people have a fear, I don't want to get pregnant too soon. Then don't have sex. Stop that right now. Because what has that got you thus far? But some headaches and some sneaking around. Oh man, I don't want to end up like my uncle who, you know, was in jail. That was one of my fears. Okay, so Kellen, don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Even though they got their habits in Vietnam, but don't do drugs and you don't have to deal with that issue. So I'm thinking, your cough? Okay. You know, I have a different sense of humor. So if you would have laughed because you were like, man, I'm thinking about my uncle too. He's like that too. Yeah, we all got an uncle like that. You know, we all got an uncle and an auntie. You know, sometimes they're the funnest people, but sometimes they haven't established all their goals and then they give us bad game. And I came from a place in the Bay Area. I had the best of life in the suburbs, but I'm born in Oakland. And when I go back to Oakland and I'm sitting with my aunties and I can see the prostitutes, I can see the drug dealers and say, look, I want to go to the corner store. I have to be able to survive being the smallest person on the block, with a funny voice, with funny lexicon. I have to walk down these streets and survive, and I made it. So now wherever I go, in any hood, I'm good. In any fine dining spot, I'm good because I also grew up with the best. So I had the best of both worlds. I have no more fear. Do I fit in? I'm wearing funny hats all day, but people say, where do you get your hat? Oh man, he told take a trip to South Africa. Go to Durban. Huh? South Africa, a whole nother conversation. Where'd you get your drip? Oh man, South Africa. These are, you gotta go, they don't sell them online. You know, you guys see my Grambling socks, like you see the Grambling thing in the back, Harvard University, the Harvard of the South. I'm representing everywhere I go, everything I do. My pins, you see I got my Talented Teen Club. I'm also a citizen of Sierra Leone, and I'm a resident of Mexico. I wear all my stuff to let people know. Like, I'm cool, papi. Hey, ¿qué pasó? You know, it's all good. Everywhere I go, I fit in. I belong. You can't whoop me. I know that. You can't whoop me. There's nothing you can do to me, but I say pray for me. Just, you know. So think about those things. I don't know how much more time I had, Miss Shawn. I don't have
5 more minutes.
5 more minutes. I'll take any questions, comments, or anything between.
What keeps you motivated?
Life and knowing that somebody just died. That's it's real morbid. It's real. It's like I know somebody just died. I know that my pops is 83, and I just met him 3 years ago, and he can no longer walk, but he still has a food business. And then I know the man who raised me had a cancer thing that he just got taken out. you just ate, so I don't want to discuss you, and I don't want to tell you where it was, but it's just grown men problems. But that's what keeps me motivated, that I'm still here to keep pushing, and that I'm in a good position to always help other people. Those people help me out more than I help them. But if I'm in a place and I can put you and get you on your resume something, I'm like, man, we did it. That's bigger than any money that I've ever received. Maybe I haven't received that much money yet, but that's my motivation, that I'm still alive. When I wake up and I'm like, man, I'm still alive. I'm still alive. And I dealt with death at a young age with, different family members and things. So I look at it different, but it's a blessing. And CeeLo said, you got to earn to die. So when I wake up, I'm like, okay, it's time to get on that Peloton, time to say thank God, time to go every morning. My kids ask me, you can ask them, why you got so much energy? I'm happy to be alive. You don't understand. Somebody is battling with something. My mother never smoked, never drank. She died of cancer, go from her breast to her head. I'm just happy to get out of bed and be appreciative of life, because some people don't have it. I used to work at a mental hospital, and I've given lithium to 5-year-olds who don't have parents. So when you think you had it tough, I'm like, man, this boy never had a chance. Lithium at 5 years old. What doctor prescribed this in Massachusetts? But then when I go to South Africa or Kenya, and I'm at the best of hotels, but I always got to go see everywhere. And then I see people who don't have running water. And I say, oh, we think we know what a hood is. But all type of things are flowing. You can Google Kenya right now. They got riots going on, and the police can do whatever they want, and ain't nobody even putting anybody's name on anything. So that's my motivation, that we got it better than a lot of people. We just have to be a responsible steward of it. And to think about this, in the hood, people are doing all type of things, being reckless. If you got that type of courage to do anything, why not do it to help your bottom line and then get with somebody who can help you get out? Because I know criminals, sometimes we work with them. And we say, look, you're not going to be a criminal anymore. We're turning you into a rapper. We're turning you into a content creator. You're already doing this. Now you're going to put it into music. And a lot of your rappers, that's how they got out of what they're doing, Ask Cardi B what she did before rap. I just thank God she ain't doing it no more.
What place do you want to go to in the future, or what place do you want to get your residency? I mean, yeah.
Okay, I'm local in La Cabeza. ¿Tú entiendes? I'm crazy. I want to go to space. But I want to go to space. And I mean, I might be the first one to do like the Sea Walk or something on space playing They Not Like Us. Like, I want to get to space. And when Elon talks about those residencies, I just want to go see, start setting things up, because it would be fun. It would be fun. That's where I've been to Asia and Africa and the Caribbean. I want to see the whole world with my family. I want to see the whole world with the family. But it's more than just going. It's what impact did you have when you went there? Were you able to set up a business? Were you able to meet some friends? So when you want to come back, they show you love. I get so much love out of this country. People will give you their own bed. And you're like, I don't know that type of love. When somebody will give you their bed just so you can be comfortable for a night. It's a beautiful thing.
Any other?
No questions? You're never quiet. You want to share your dream? No? Okay. I'm going to keep bothering you on that because, I told you who you look like. We'll keep that between you, me, and Miss Sean.
Where do you want to go next?
Anywhere a first class ticket will take me, that I can make an impact, to be honest. I'd love to see right now, I'd love to go to Brazil because of a trip that I had planned with a friend of mine. And we were on our way to Brazil, flying standby, because he's a pilot. But he wanted to go for a whole different reason than me. I had interviews set up in the favelas. He said, I'm not going to no hood with you. And so I said, we're not supposed to go together. But I love to go to Brazil. I think my next trip planned is Ethiopia, but you never know. And I'm agile, like I'm open. I don't have a set thing. I've helped raise my kids. I have a little more freedom now because for the first 10 years, I kind of did it solo dolo while my wife was in school doing her dream. Now I get to go today. If you know somebody and they got a ticket, I might be there tonight. Tonight.
Okay.
Which one of your businesses are the most challenging?
Probably the publishing company. It is hard to sell books, and this is an expensive book. Make sure the camera sees that. You guys got to make sure camera one. But it is hard to make quality books. On if I sell this on Amazon, it's $52. Who has $52 for a children's book that someone's gonna bite, rip? It's gonna be underneath couches, whatnot. Libraries don't even want to buy it, but they have to have this hardcover for most libraries to buy it. And not being able to go to Asia, that's probably the most challenging and non-profitable. But we're gonna keep pushing because I want to write stories. I want to see black children that you don't have to say anything about their hair, it's not nappy or anything, going to see the world. And it's nonfiction. These are real life, scenarios that they're having, at least in the vicinity, But that's the number one. Yeah. So that was 5 minutes. I could go on. If we keep the cameras on, I can go. But I thank y'all for listening to me and my loud mouth.
All right, before we close out, we have 10 minutes, and just like our next speaker, that we had a